What's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Star picking into the video today. And today, the Houston Astros have traded two top prospects for Mets ace Justin Verlander and also former Houston Astro. It only took a half a season for Justin Verlander to return to the Houston Astros. I gotta say, it felt very weird when the Astros faced Justin Verlander earlier this year. Just seeing him playing at Minute Maid Park and him not being in that Astros uniform and him wearing a Mets uniform. And even if it it wasn't only, that one game at Minute Maid Park. It was any game you watched Justin Verlander, at least for me, and I think most Astros fans could relate to this. For me, anytime I saw Justin Verlander in a Mets uniform, it just felt very weird, just felt off for me. And it's great to have him back. I already did another video talking about the Justin Verlander trade for, what that's going to do for the Astros. I'm going to try to focus on what the Astros gave up in this trade. I sort of did the same thing with, the Kendall Graveman trade. I talked about the Astros acquiring Kendall Graveman in a separate video, and I talked about the Astros letting go Corey Lee and giving him to the White Sox. So now I'm going to sort of do the same thing. The only thing I will say about the Justin Verlander addition is it's a great addition for the Astros, and now I do believe the Astros have probably in betting, I saw that the Astros have now the third best odds to win the World Series. But in my heart, I do believe the Astros now, with adding in Verlander and Kendall Graveman and getting Jordan Alvarez and Jose Altuve and soon Jose Urquidy back from the injured list. Altuve and Jordan have already been back for almost a week, and Urquidy's almost back. And now adding in Justin Verlander and Kendall Graveman so far in the trade deadline, I do believe the Astros. I do think the Braves have the first best odds to win the World Series, in my opinion. And then I think the Astros are right there at 2. I would think maybe the Orioles can, be there at 3, and if not the Orioles, the Rangers. But I love the addition for the Astros, adding in Justin Verlander. I do think that it sucked giving up these two prospects in Drew Gilbert and Ryan Clifford. Drew Gilbert, your first best prospect. Was our first round draft pick in 2022 at pick 28. Ryan Clifford was also a 2022 draft pick. Was round 11, and both guys right there are already top 4 prospects, even though they were just drafted in last year's 2022 MLB draft. Some of the people I've talked to about this trade and some of the people I've seen, they're upset about these guys being traded, but a lot of the people I've talked to about this Justin Verlander trade have said, I'm upset that that some of these prospects are going away, but doing this deal is what the Astros need to do right now to give them the best odds to win the World Series. And also, we have an incredible GM who is great at finding good prospects in the draft, and has a great history of finding good people in Atlanta. Some of the guys he picked up in Atlanta, during the draft, was an incredible draft scout in Atlanta, and that they will bounce back and get good prospects once again. And I do understand that right there, just from a couple people I talked to, a couple things I've read over the last hour since this trade has happened. So that's something I do understand with thinking of it with that perspective and that idea. But I just think Drew Gilbert was on some other level. I mean, this kid was just a 2022 MLB draft pick, and he's already on his way to AAA. He's not there yet. He was in AA with the Astros, but he is almost there to AAA. And I would think once he gets to the Mets, he's going to go straight to AAA. That's what I'm thinking. He's expected to make his major league debut in 2024, and I don't think he'll make his major league debut this year. I don't think that will happen, but I do think he will make the major. I do believe he will make the opening day roster next year for the New York Mets. I'm going out there on a limb and saying he makes the New York Mets opening day roster next year. I think this one's going to hurt the Astros later on. Potentially, even if the Astros win the World Series this year, I still think this trade will hurt them, because I think both players, I don't know as much as, about Ryan Clifford as I do Drew Gilbert, but I think Drew Gilbert was our future at center field. And I know we have Chas McCormick, but I think Drew Gilbert was really, really going to be something special for the Astros. But at the same time, this is what we needed to do to give us the best shots to win the World Series. But it just sucks that we had to give up our best prospect, the 68th best prospect in the MLB, and our best, and our first round pick from 2022. I mean, he's the 68th best prospect, I mean, right now, and he was just drafted last year. I mean, he was just a great addition for the Astros. Great draft pick by the Astros with that 28th pick. But now you lose him to the Mets. I got to say, the Mets, they've made some good moves. They have been selling, and they've been a disappointment. But they received Acuna, I can't remember, Luis Acuna from the Rangers for Max Scherzer, who is Ronald Acuna's brother and the 36th best prospect in the MLB. They traded Mark Canha and received the Brewers 13th or 14th best prospect, who was a pitcher. Now they receive the Astros 4th and 1st best prospects for Justin Verlander. They've been making some good deals throughout the trade deadline. They've been selling, but at the same time, they've been making good deals. And I do think this was a good deal for the Astros, but it does suck that the Astros had to give up Drew Gilbert, who I do believe will be a superstar with the New York Mets in a couple years, and Ryan Clifford, who I don't know if he'll be something special as Drew Gilbert will, but I think Ryan Clifford could be something really special too. I don't know if he has as much as potential as Gilbert does, but I do think he has some solid potential in the majors. Using your thoughts. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Astros.